Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Movie Chats. This week, we are talking about the 2025 movie Wolfman by Leigh Whannell, starring Julia Garner and Christopher Abbott. Story of a family going to Oregon after the official passing of the husband, and they encounter something a bit supernatural. So this one is a little bit of a mixed bag for me. A few things that I really like and a few things that I did not. What did you think of it?
There's definitely ups and definitely downs to it. I liked a lot of what I saw. There was a few things they could have just done a little bit better, just tweaked upon, just a few, which we'll probably get into a little bit.
Yeah.
One thing I loved was the scenery at the beginning. I really
Yeah.
liked that opening with so it's Blake is obviously the protagonist of the film. It's when he's a little boy and his dad's taking him out hunting, and it was such a good use of diegetic sound, and there's tension between the dad and the son. Bit of misdirects. Like I was almost, because they're going hunting and they're looking through the sights of the rifles, and young Blake sees like a little figure in the distance. I really thought they were going to go in a different direction to that. I thought it was going to be, you were going to see the beast straight away, but you didn't. You don't see the beast until almost over an hour into the film, which I quite like when movies do that, where you don't see the monster straight away. It's that build up of it. That was well done.
Yeah. It's something I really like to build on that. So yes, the scenery is beautiful. The movie itself actually looks very good, and I really like the camera work and the editing. It's always when there is a restricted view, because this is what the protagonist is seeing, and what you don't see. This is where the scares are coming from. I thought that was very well done to build the suspense. Even when he is a bit drowsy and is about to fall down, like the camera is following him and also is going from side to side, give you a bit of like seasick motions to it a little bit. I thought that was very well done. Even when he's turning into this beast and then the camera is panning around and you can see what normal humans are seeing the world, and then it turns and you can see how he's seeing the world in these more neon colors, and the sound is muffled and different and they can't understand each other. I thought that was very well done. I really like that.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, it kind of, it pans to the wolf view to the human view.
Yeah.
I did. Yeah, that was really well done as well. I like that. I really like that crash, truck crash scene in the beginning.
Yeah.
Where it kind of, that was really well done. And then I think one thing that the film did really well, and I'm going to steal your wording from a review we did several. It's elastic tension. It basically gets really tense, and then it kind of comes back, and it's a little bit calmer. Then it goes tense again, and it kind of comes back again. I thought they did. It was written very well to do that.
They do it well. I can't remember, maybe like 2 or 3 scenes where the tension was very well built up and where I thought it was very good, but I just thought that they were just not enough scenes. I thought the movie was dragging a little bit when I have to look and being like, okay, well, how long is this movie? Like, how long is left watching the movie? That's usually not a good sign. There is something wrong with the pacing. And it's a shame, because when they get there, like the truck scene was very well done. The scene with the greenhouse as well was very well done. Those, I remember, they are good. I was just, more of it, more of that.
Yep. And then what I found bizarre was that it was all in one night. I don't know if that was just me personally. It felt maybe rushed. Like is he being infected too quickly? If they kind of dragged out the infection, obviously for those who haven't seen the film, Blake at some stage when just after the truck crashes, they get attacked and he thinks he's been cut, but it's clearly he's been bitten. So he's been infected and he's turning into the Wolf Man. It's very kind of, because at one stage where he's still quite okay, he says to his daughter, go to bed, it's past midnight. You need to get some sleep. You need to have some rest. But then all of this stuff is happening, like this whole kind of progression, and he's slowly turning into this monster, and it's still pitch black outside when he's fully turned and he's chasing after his wife and child. It's like, I'm sorry, this is one night. This is a very long night.
Yeah, no, it's a very it's a very long night. I think this is another problem that I have with the movie is that I really think the screenplay is very basic. It's just, I don't know, like you call that like, color by number, or it's very yeah, what is gonna happen next, and there is no surprise. And it's just like very basic. I can't believe like the director who also wrote it with his wife is Leigh Whannell. He's the guy who wrote Saw, one of the best twists in movie history. How can you write something that is so boring and beige
and predictable? Because obviously Blake is not quite mourning. He's left his father years and years ago, and his father has finally been declared deceased. And as soon as I saw that note where you go, he's officially deceased, because he's been missing for so long. Well, he's going to be alive, isn't he? He's either going to be alive, but then
and he's
at the end of it, he's become the Wolfman. Why is there not going to be two Wolfmen then? Because would there be the Wolfman that turned Blake's father into the Wolfman, and then Blake's father turned Blake into the Wolfman? Wouldn't there be a third wolf?
Yeah, I think if you start overthinking the movie, this is where it loses you.
Yeah.
And you know what? And this is my other point, that actually, I don't know if I'm overthinking it, but even though I really like Julia Garner, and I think she's really trying her best, I do think that she was miscast in this role just because she is too young for the part. Yeah. She is 24 years old, and the movie is from 2025. So she was 24 when she did the movie, right?
Is she only 24, is she?
She's 24. And I think she looks like in the mid-20s, to be honest. I don't think she's much older than that. So she's got a daughter, like Ginger is what, maybe 6 or 7? It means that it would have been a teenage pregnancy. It just doesn't fit. And this guy, he's my age, and he looks like he's in his 30s. So if you really think about it, so their relationship was, she got pregnant at what, 17 or 18 with this guy who was already in her 30s, and now they are married. I do not buy them as a couple at all. I just think the part was written for somebody who was supposed to be older than her.
Yeah, I 100% agree with you. When I was watching them, I was like, I don't buy them as a couple. I'm going to have to correct you, though. I've just Googled. She's 31, so she doesn't look 31.
No way.
Yeah, she's 31, man. I just had to Google it. So, but agree with you 100%. This was a waste of her talent. She's very, very good. She's a very, very good actress. I've watched a couple of her movies now, and we may or may not. I'm going to touch base with you after we finish this episode. Our next episode might have her in it as well. So, just going to say it. There you go. But yeah, I didn't find her believable either. And then there was obviously the fact that they wrote that, Ginger is Blake. It's Ginger and Blake. It's their kind of relationship, their father-daughter kind of stuff.
I
Charlotte doesn't
do
know how
buy
to.
the relationship, like the father-daughter relationship. I do buy
Oh,
them that it
100%.
would
Yeah.
be, yeah, uh,
Yeah, yeah. I got the Ginger and Blake thing. I've got a daughter who is my world. You've got a daughter who's, I'm assuming, your world. No,
yeah, most of
yeah.
the time. Huh?
Most of the time, yeah. When they're not being how they can be, but I didn't understand where the dynamic that Charlotte. It was just thrown. It was just thrown out there once. One kind of comment where she goes, "I don't know how to be her mother." Well, why? Why don't you know how to be her? Are you a workaholic? You need to if you're
There
gonna
is
put out.
something, yeah, I agree. That's why as well, like there is something that doesn't clean. Not only I thought that she was too young, even if she would be 31, it means that she would have had like, her kid pretty
Early
young
20s.
and yeah, early 20s, which just doesn't really match with her personality because yeah, she does come across as a workaholic as a, and you know what, you could have done a bit of a quick tweak in the screenplay would be that instead of being the mother, she could have been the stepmother. And I think that would have
Right,
worked
yeah.
very, very well. Otherwise, yeah, it was a bit weird that it was thrown in there. Maybe they wanted to build some uh, character, but there is not even a character act because they are not necessarily growing closer together. They are just going through the motions of what's
Yeah.
happening when they are being attacked and trying to escape. And it's only one night, so you can't really complete an arc that fast. Yeah,
Yeah,
it felt
exactly. Yeah.
a bit. I don't think that was well written.
Yeah, I think they just thought, let's have bad bad relationship between mum and child. They must have had so many notes on the whiteboard while I was writing this screenplay, and they didn't execute it properly. They had good
Yeah,
intentions, but they just didn't execute it. They just didn't execute it well, especially considering Charlotte does become the second protagonist in the second half of the film. You know, Blake is the
yeah.
protagonist in the first half. It's all about Blake. It's all about Blake's story. Then as he gets sick and he's not able to communicate anymore, it becomes Charlotte's story. It should have been Charlotte. You're right. It should have been Charlotte was the stepmom, not the mother. That would have been made way more sense
That would
because
make
they,
even their relationship would be like a bit more believable. I mean,
yeah,
could they have like, actual chemistry, like, chemistry on screen? If it was a bit different, maybe they didn't have a lot. Um,
yeah. Especially considering they don't look anything alike. Like Ginger
as
and Julia
well,
Garner, that they don't look anything
yeah,
alike.
yeah, and maybe that's why it's a bit distracting. I mean, then it's genetics, and yes, sometimes you would have parents that don't look at their kids because their genes are more recessive, and then the other parents' genes are just completely taking over. But yeah, something was not clicking with the dynamic, and I think they really wanted to add some depth in the characters because maybe they knew that the story was quite linear and predictable and a bit cliched. Um, it didn't pay off.
No, yeah, it's just too much. And uh, I've got a comment about the gore factor.
Yeah,
How did I there was a couple of moments where I had to look away from the screen,
I
especially when the arm scene where
mm,
the arm gets revealed and he starts chewing and biting his
he
arm.
starts
Oh, I had
knowing
to,
at it. Yeah, I
oh,
actually that's one of my good points. I And that's me personally. I like body horror. I like David Cronenberg's movies and all these kind of things. And I thought the body horror in this movie was pretty good. I would have liked to
yeah,
see a bit more of the
bit more.
transformation if you want to keep something simple and then you want to focus the story on that, and the effects were very good and you want to do a bit
Yeah.
more and focus more on the transformation. That could have been an interesting movie and somewhere to go, but same. It was half-assed.
Yeah.
Yeah, had
Yeah, there's
potential.
just it had so much potential and it was just from like the quality of sorry, I'm trying to work out the diegetic sound where you hear the creaking of the house, and
Yeah.
the character of the house where it's you can hear every footsteps, you can hear every creak of the door. It had so much doing well, but then just that screenplay just let it down.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And especially they did that when he's transforming, he's a lot more attuned to, like, his senses are developing like a beast. And they did that well. They just go in there, pick a lane, and really go in there. But it did not do that.
Yeah. Okay. I think I've exhausted all my notes. Is there anything you'd
Me
like
too.
to
No, that was
should we
it.
get
That was it.
into our score?
I just go do some math because obviously when I look at someone's year of birth, then I can't calculate from 2025. So
It's the worst working in an allied health environment. You look at someone's date of birth and go 2005. So what are they? They're five. Oh no, they're 20. 20. What?
I know.
How is that? Oh dear.
Yes, I give it a 2.5 out of 5. It's not a bad movie. It's not a good movie. It's really in between. It's a mixed bag for me. I think it had a lot of potential. It had a lot of good ideas, and it had a lot of know-how behind how to do things well. It's just the how it came together that was not that just didn't pay off, unfortunately. Not fully.
Yeah.
But still interesting movie to see.
Yep. I'll give it a 3. I liked it, but there was just too much. It could have done way better. It could have just a tweaks of those screenplays and just
Yeah.
the different way of your character. Make her, over 2 or 3 days, change the character dynamics, the relationships. It just, yeah, we've said what we needed to say, but yeah, for me, 3 out of 5.
Cool. Well, that concludes today's episode. Please give us a like, give us a comment, give us a follow, and we'll talk to you next week.